So, you play the title character, Arrietty, who is from the secret world of the borrowers, who are the small people that live amongst humans but not with them. And I love stories about like hidden realms, because I think that even as an adult, there's some part of us that thinks maybe they're kind of true. So when you were looking at the script, did it remind you of anything like that from your own childhood, a fable or something that some part of you still kind of thinks maybe that's true?
Oh, of course. You know, my grandma actually had a beautiful dollhouse when I was younger, and I used to love playing with that. I was completely into, playing with her dollhouse, and it was, it's the classic, like, beautiful old school one. And back at home, I would always try and search for little people within my own house. I actually never read the book before starting the movie, but my grandpa read it, and he loved the story. And I think it's just kind of a magical, age-old thing of this curiosity with humans on such a small scale. And it's just, it's a different perspective of the world, which I think people are interested in.
Did your grandpa tell you anything that you could then bring into your character? Did he say anything that sparked something for you?
He was a really big fan of the movie, or of the books, and so I think he was really excited that they were turning it into the movie, and he just, as a fan, he added that additional enthusiasm for me to want to do the role. I think I had a natural curiosity for it, and of course Studio Ghibli and the movies that they worked on in the past, so beautiful. And I actually saw the movie in its first language before I even read a script or anything. So it was more of a visual thing for me, which was really cool to see.
You also wrote a song. You wrote Summertime, and you performed the song for the movie. So Can you talk about that, how you worked with the script to kind of create the lyrics? How do you do that? What's the process?
Well, it's funny because I actually wrote the song a long time ago. I wrote it I think 2 or 3 years ago, actually. And it just coincidentally kind of coincided with the material. I think there's kind of the aspect of friendship and a distance, but you're able to kind of overcome that through a shared memory, which I think is kind of the interesting story for Arrietty's character. And it was kind of actually fun to try and format the song to the movie after it had already been made. And a lot of that had to do with production, but there's a beautiful soundtrack to the movie already, and so it was really fun to try and match that.
Yeah, and you talk about Studio Ghibli, who's amazing, and Miyazaki, and when they talk about this film, there's so many different meanings to it. They talk about living in harmony with nature, and the little things that we don't notice but are still really important, and it's also obviously kind of a coming of age for your character. But for you, what do you think the one big takeaway is? What's kind of the meaning to you?
I think that a big part of it actually is how the borrowers have this fear of the bigger humans, and their fear is that they'll be taken advantage of. And so I think the beautiful story is she meets this boy who's able to accept her as she is, and they create this friendship. And it's kind of a cool thing when you're growing up to realize that people don't have to be exactly like you to be somebody really important in your world. And I think a lot of it is a respect for nature, but also a respect for other people that are different from you.
Great. Okay, well, thank you so much. We're looking forward to seeing this on AMC screens.
Awesome.